Hello and welcome to tonight's Get in Tune. I'm Michael Grassia, and I have a show that's a little different tonight because I don't have a guest. I I wanted to do a show, and every now and then I'm going to be doing some shows like this, and I really just wanted to do some live drawing with you guys, talk about a few things, um, things going on as in my world of cartooning, comics, just everything in general. But before we begin, let's do what we have been doing now since it's Wednesday. We're going to take a look at this today's Wiz strip. It's only one panel. So there you go. This is it from Facebook today. And that is it there. We don't need that anymore. Let's see who's watching. Dylan's watching. Thank you. Hi, Dylan. So, yeah, bunch of stuff going on in my world. Um, well, first off, there's a lot of cool stuff. Well, Friday is, not that many people celebrate, but it's nice if you're a cartoonist. It's National Cartoonist Day. So if you're a cartoonist, happy National Cartoonist Day on Friday. On Saturday, the first Saturday in May, so this is May 6th this time, is Free Comic Book Day. And I think I've explained this to people before, but basically it is a day where comic book shops purchase books that have the words Free Comic Book Day across, and you can go and pick up some free books and walk around the store and do a few things. My local shop, the Spider's Web, located at 8A7A, across the street from the casino in Yonkers on Yonkers Avenue, is actually having 20% off practically the entire store. No new books though. But they'll have some really cool stuff, some back issues, some trades and things like that. Definitely check that out when you go. What else? They're going to have an exciting Free Comic Book Day. They're going to have these raffles, which, by the way, you have up until Friday to purchase from the Spider's Web, and with every purchase you get what's the word I'm looking for? A little ticket, and that ticket enters you in a raffle to win some fabulous prizes on Saturday. I have one of my tickets. I made a nice purchase this week. I'm hoping to stop by, and I got stuff to do this weekend, so I won't be able to make an appearance at the show and sit and draw like I normally would. But I'm hoping I can stop by for a little bit. But check out the Spider's Web. Actually, it's the Spider's Web NY is their handle on Instagram, so please check them out. And sorry, just thought I saw something pop up. Also, the same day, so after you hit up your comic shops in the local area, yes, Tom, you're going to kill it. Tom is watching. Definitely hit up Tom from the Spider's Web, see what they're doing. I'm really hoping I can stop by after my family event. Also going on, and I have friends that are going to be there. Well, first of all, I'll have friends at the Spider's Web, just so you know. Fugitive Poems, Emilio Rodriguez. We're having J.M. DeSantis. God, I don't know if there were more. I can't remember right now. Oh, Damian Torres, I believe, is going to be there. So a lot of great, talented artists are going to be there. The other people that I know who are not going to be there are going to be in White Plains at the White Plains Comic Fest, happening at City Center. I believe it's 11 to 5, I think, are the hours, 11 to 6, something like that. Check them out. Ray Felix from the show here, who comes on the show a lot, he'll be there with his business partner Tom Siaka, they do books together. They got some really cool stuff. But those are the two places I'm totally recommending you guys to go for Free Comic Book Day. Stop off at the Spider's Web because supplies are limited on those free comic books. You get them once somebody picks them up, they're gone. So make sure you get there early, spend money. They're going to have some really cool stuff. I saw today on Instagram, they had an Instagram story or a reel, I forget. Probably the same thing. And they were showing, and I don't want to say this out loud because I'd like to pick this up myself, but they had a Rocketeer trade, like from the original comic, and they had the deluxe edition too. So those are fantastic, things to check out. I'm really looking forward to stopping by and seeing what they have going on. I was just there the other day. Where is it? I don't know. I picked up stuff. They're already on my back on my back table, but I picked up a bunch of stuff from there. A lot of Superman comics. I'm kind of in my little Superman kick right now, even though I always love him. He's my favorite hero. I picked up. I know I picked up the first collection of the Batman. Oh, is it Batman Adventures continues with? It's based on the Batman the animated series. So I picked up the first collection because I never read them when they were in single issues. Hey, the nerds of the round, Sebastian, how you doing? Sebastian, are you going to be anywhere this free comic book day this Saturday? If you are, post it in the comments. Let people know where you're going to be. So we got some cool stuff. So I'll be talking about that more and more as the show goes on, because I want to promote it. If you are a cartoonist like Dylan in there and Sebastian, and guys, if you're going to be somewhere on Saturday doing an appearance, drop it in the comments. Let people know, because yeah, sure, I may be in the Westchester, New York area, but not all of my viewers are in my area. So check it out. If you're in Indiana, where are you going to be in Indiana? Let's see, Sebastian, right? Oh, you'll be at work. Yeah, that happens sometimes. So yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff that I actually want to talk about today. Things that I haven't been able to talk about. So I'm just going to pull up my Photoshop right now, because I thought it'd be fun to kind of sketch and, while I talk. A few things. Let's get a little more into the red family here. Let's bring it up higher, like that. Yeah, that's better for me. Yep. Excuse me. Let's see. What does Sebastian say, nerds are? But what's that? Put up to free digital links on the last 5 to sell. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. So now Sebastian, for Sebastian's stuff, by the way, he's got a Patreon, so you can check out his book. If you want to throw a link to your Patreon in there, go for it. If you have anything digital that you can send, digital stuff is great too. Let me just delete this here. Was I just sorry? I just had a little brain fart. Oh, so we were talking about Sebastian's Patreon. I'm actually going to be putting together a Patreon really soon. I thought I'd have it ready for the new year. Unfortunately, things didn't take off the way I wanted them to in the new year. But I want to have my Patreon up soon. I'm going to have it only one tier, low cost, and you'll have access to everything I've worked on, and things that I'm currently working on, and some behind the scenes. It'll be cool stuff. Dylan, would you say you're making an animated short called Toonies in New Assistant? Is New Assistant the title, or is that a software I'm not familiar with? But yeah, no. So, ooh, that sounds kind of fun right now that you're saying it. I was going to draw, but maybe I'll animate. Yeah, I got time. I'll do both. Let's see. We'll see what happens. So anyway, yeah. And I don't know who this is going to be yet, but let me redo this here. more dynamic. So yeah, I'm excited to put the Patreon together. It's something I've been wanting to do for years. And all the stuff I'm given really is to help me raise money so um, I can hire people to help me with some projects that I have. And I won't go into all of them right now, but I will say um, I would like to find a colorist because I have a form of color blindness, and I'd rather not have to deal with that when I'm doing some of my work. So a colorist is very important to me. So, but I'll show you guys some things just through sketching today of what I'm working on here. Yeah, so at Patreon, I was planning to. I've been doing a lot of single panel gags and stuff since my late teens, early 20s. So you're gonna have access to things that were published, not published. You're gonna have access all on my Patreon, and I'll be doing a Patreon specific comic. But maybe you'll also get to see my behind the scenes on an animation I'm developing. That I've been wanting to do for a very long time. You'll notice, for those who've never really seen me draw before, my work is very, if you want to call it Bruce Timmish. I love that whole animated style that he developed for Batman the Animated Series. So let's see. Excited for Star Wars. You know what? Okay, I'm a little behind on these things. Sorry, I wasn't looking at all the notes, but you know what? I haven't even seen the first Visions yet. You see it was Dylan say you see the first Toonie cartoon is okay. Is that on your YouTube page? I'll have to check it out. But yeah, you know what? And Sebastian and I, we've had this conversation in the past. I've talked about it on here. Some people tell me I have burnout. I have from like superheroes and sci-fi and all this stuff, and I don't think I do. I complain more about the storytelling than anything. I think a lot of the stuff personally just got weak for me, but I've heard good things about Star Wars Visions, so I can't say anything because I haven't seen the first season yet. Yeah, no, there's just a lot that hasn't interested me, and it, it was basically after Endgame ended. I just don't feel there's been a lot of great superhero action, adventure stories. They all seem to kind of be the same, and they all kind of. I feel like they're just being pushed out, and there's like a factory model of it or something. That everyone's just kind of. This is all the same. This is how we got to do it. And it's just nothing different, nothing that's exciting to me. But you know what? I'm not upset because it's pushed me back into reading comics. When you work in the industry, sometimes you're too busy or you just don't want to even look at something like that. But I love comics so much, and I haven't been reading in a while. I'm buying more. I am reading more comics again, and I'm loving it, and I'm finding the stories are better. Maybe TV just isn't where I'm finding my entertainment right now. I'll watch stuff. I'll watch reruns of shows. I put them on in the background when I work so that I don't have to I have to pay attention to something. I'll put podcasts on and listen. But yeah, so that's it. So I don't think, like I said, I don't think it was really superhero fatigue. I just think it was the way I was getting my stories being told. Um, you said what? Visions and Love and Death and Robot. Love. Oh, what is it? Love, Death, and Robots are that's a Netflix show, I believe. That is on either my wife or my list of things to watch. So one day I will get to it. Um, you know, so I'm kind of hoping I'll get to that soon. I just need time to have a break. I feel like I don't have breaks anymore. That all I do is work. Um, but I don't even know who this is. We're just going to make up a character. What number am I at here? 15. I'm going to bring that pen point down a bit. Let's go. All right. So this is something else I can't stand doing. I hate inking. I love the looseness of my work when I'm drawing in pencil, the sketching, the speed I get. Oops, sorry, I think I hit my mic stand. Might have made some noise. But inking is my least coloring is my least favorite, but inking is right up there. Yep. Oops, I hit it again with my headset. So I guess if I had to choose, I'm going to move my mic just a little bit. I guess if I had to choose what I like doing the best when it comes to comics, I'm going to have to say penciling, number one. And the things that I like least would be, well, number one will always be perspective. I hate drawing in perspective, but I could do it, and I do it because I have to. But yeah, I hate perspective. Then I would say coloring, then inking. So. But it's funny. A lot of people love my inks because they're very clean. They tell me it looks like a coloring book page. So yeah, while you're watching me ink, I'm just gonna send another reminder out to you guys that you should I don't like the way that line looks. Should I bring it in? Let's see if I bring it in like that. Yeah, that's better, but you come the other way. Yeah, like that's better. No, don't forget to find your local comic shop. There is a website. I think it's called Comic Shop Locator or Local Comic Book Shop Locator.com. You can go check it out and see what's going on in there, and where the comics are, and who's, and look up who's giving away books on Free Comic Book Day, because not every store has to officially participate. Those who choose to will. And, like I said, the Spider's Web is local to me. It is a store that I love going to. It's the store that I support. I mean, I'll support any comic shop realistically, but since they are my local store, and I've been going to them for 10 years, they're the place my money goes, you know. So basically, if I you know, hear about a book I want to read or go see a what's the word I'm looking for, or like let's just say I'm surfing Amazon and I see a comic book I want, um, I will see if the store will be able to get it for me before I purchase from Amazon, and if they can't, then I'll buy it somewhere else. You know, I'm very loyal that way to my local shops. I think it's important to you know, to support the local businesses. And you know, these comic shops are some of the best businesses out there. um, you know, you always want to try to support local when you can. The thing about comic shops, and you know, growing up, I don't know, it's you know, they were great for me because you know, reading comics helped me. Well, first of all, helped me with my reading. Then they also, ooh, that's terrible. Um, so they helped me with my reading. They helped me actually with learning, you know, vocabulary, um, which I guess is still part of helping me with reading. Um, but they really helped my imagination. I loved when I got to go to the comic shop and get new books. And you know, I started collecting in 1989, and I kind of stopped collecting in sometime in the 2000s. But I'm getting back into it again. What I'm doing is when I go to the spider's web, um, I look and see things. So like I said, right now I'm in my, why isn't this turning? There we go. I'm in my my Superman kick right now. Superman's always been my favorite character, and since they're kind of relaunching a few things, I figured I'd see how they are. I haven't read any of the new stuff I purchased, but I will be getting to them this weekend. You know, if not on Saturday, maybe on Sunday, I'll push aside some time to read some books. And I do not like the way that looks. Oh, yeah. Down. There we go. This is coming down. Da, 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 da. It does look a little like Superman, Dylan. Whoops, wrong button. But you know, Superman, he's the first one. He has all the great poses, and then later on, uh, you know, everyone kind of copied here. And you know, if I erase this line, if I fix right here, where I don't know if you can see where I am, but if I fix his arm up a bit, I'll have more of that Bruce Timm look to it, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to fix this arm. I do not like this. I'm just going to smooth this line out right here and bring it over to the brush. And what I want to do is, whoops, not that way. There we go. So yeah, I don't know who this will be yet, but we got a character here. It could be a Superman-ish character. It could be that's interesting. I'm sorry, I just saw something about StreamYard. I wanna take a look at it. Give me 1 second. Is there something going on with my... What's going on with my computer? Ah, there it is. All right. So, yeah, I don't know what I'll do to him. Maybe I'll come up with a costume later. You know what I'm going to do? I said I'd animate. Maybe I'll open up Flash and animate in Flash a little bit. Let me stop the share here. And I'm just going to open up Adobe Flash. Or Adobe Animate, whatever you want to call it these days. It's After Effects. Where's my Adobe Animate? Oh, there it is. I haven't used this software, like really used it in over a year, but I played around with it about 5 or 6 months ago. It takes a few minutes to open up. Yeah, so instead of but yeah, so I got a bunch of stuff going on that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So in addition to what does this say? Would like to... No, don't allow that. So in addition to the Patreon that I'm going to be developing, I got a lot of interesting things happening on the side. Pretty soon there's going to be some Wiz merch going on. There's going to be oh, there it is. Okay. So there's going to be some Wiz merch coming soon. There's going to be a new website that's going to be in development. Okay. There's going to be... What else am I doing? Man, I got... Oh, well, you know, with the website, I'm actually going to build it myself. I'm going to relearn some stuff kind of from scratch and reteach myself some web design because I'd like to build it myself. I'm just getting a color to draw with. Yeah, okay. So you got some Wiz merch coming. You got some a new website coming. We got the Patreon coming. My books are almost ready to go. I'm going to hopefully finalize a couple of them this weekend. I do have some comic stuff that I'm working on. Nothing I want to talk about in great detail, but I do have some cool stuff coming along on there. And lastly is an animation. It sounds like a lot to do, but if I schedule this stuff properly, I could do it all. But I don't have plans to release the animation until October. So I'm going to be working kind of slowly probably up until the summer, and then that's when I'm going to really put my focus on the animation. But yeah, so it's been a while since I've actually animated anything. Where's the guy? Maybe we'll do, I don't know. Should we do a walk cycle or something? Ooh, I know. Let's do this. All right. So it's been a while. So let me just plan out this animation. So what I'm gonna do is let's have a character that's gonna start up here, leap down, and then maybe bounce and fall over. All right, so we're going to focus on this section of the animation. So I'm going to have somebody over here, and this is going to be the impact shot. Okay, so if we do 1, 2, so I'm just planning this out now. No, let's not have it there. Okay, so what are we going to have here? Okay, I know what I'm going to animate. I'm sorry. Okay, let's put this out for now. I think maybe just let's do 50 frames. And let's lock that layer. Whoops. Yeah, just lock it here. New layer. Let's go to a different color. Let's go right, not to that. I can't see that color well. Let's go to something like this. I know this may look weird to you guys, but it's going to be something for me. So I'm going to just have kind of a stick figure for now up here. And maybe it'll be a Superman-like piece. So if that's the pose here, if that's the first pose, next one, let's have another important pose kind of like right over here. Arms out though. Legs up. And maybe we'll do a little, bounce where he's kind of squashed in. And I'll probably squash that more. He'll bounce. And land there. But the last thing he'll do is fall over. And I'm just making this up as I go along. So that's what we're going to see. Whoops, I didn't mean to lock that. So I got that. Just give me a second. I'm looking for something. Let's lower it a bit. There we go. We'll do the same thing to this layer here. Yeah, a little lighter than that so I can see the character a bit more. Lock, new layer. Drawing tool. And let's get a better color. Okay. Let's just get this guy in for now. All right, we'll hold that for out there. Oops. Insert. We'll do an insert a blank keyframe. What happened? Oh, give me a second. I know what I did. There we go. Let's get the onion skin on just so I can see it a little bit. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly what I want to do is keep the feet here. Kind of bend. I'm going to keep his arms like this. I don't like that. Put that on twos. Let's really drop them. We'll do one more small right here. Then we'll drop them fast. We'll drop them really fast on the next one. All right. And how do I want him to take off? Now the next one. I want to just bring him up, but I want to change his direction. This way his arms can kind of start moving away. Insert blank keyframe. change the direction arms for now. I might have to add another. Let's see. Let's turn these layers off. That's not too bad. Okay. Turn on the onion skin again. All right. We're just gonna leave the legs for now. I'll maybe throw in some speed lines, but that should take care of it. Let's turn off the skin. That does move kind of fast. All right, then we're going to add in another blank keyframe. We're going to hold that. So, oops, undo. Oh wait, no, that should be fine. Sorry. Okay, so we got around here. We should start seeing his head. So this is what I'm playing off of right now. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go out a few frames. Let's say over here. I'm going to do the bonk that he is, the squash, and then I'll figure out the in-betweens. I'm going to flatten him out a bit more, so let's squash him a bit. Mm. All right. Let's have him go really fast. Okay. Let's make them almost normal size here. I don't like how long they make. Whoops. Oops. What am I animating at? Let's say 30 frames a second. Let me change that down. Let's see if I bring it to 24, how that looks. It needs to be smoother on the fall. What time is it? Let me see how much I can get done in about 10 minutes. I don't want to do a whole night thing. I could sit and animate all night long. Check something out over here. Where's the... Oh, I hit something. So, Dylan, what software do you animate in? So it's right here. What if I just bring that in to like right there? Oh, you animate on paper? That's nice. I need to get a new light box to do that. Let me see. Just hit play. Is that too much of a hold on it? I'm sorry. I started animating. I stopped talking. You know, let me go. Let me stop what I'm doing here, because if I continue, I'm not going to. I'm not going to be chatting with you guys. So let me just talk about a few things here. Let's remove. Which screen am I on? So yeah, I wanted to also talk a little bit about comics. What some of the stuff I'm working on. I can't really talk about it, but I will say years ago I had a book called Tales of Heroes, and it didn't last. It was supposed to be an anthology of sorts, um, where they were all based on like my characters and things. And I want to bring that book back. That's the big thing. So I have all these little short stories of superheroes, non-heroes, or non-super, but heroes nonetheless. And I want to just put them all together in a book. I want to wait till I have about. The goal is to have 64 pages and make it a nice size book, but I'm happy if I'm in the 40s with it. So yeah, that's something I do on the side when I have free time. I pull stuff out and I work on that. The Wiz is kind of my major focus, though. That's where the majority of my time is just placed. I write comics every day. Some are the Wiz, some aren't, but I write every day. I don't draw every day as much as I'd like to, but I do write every day. I have a pile. I can't even if I showed it to you, I don't think you can see it just because of how dark the area in the studio is. But I have a whole pile of like single panel jokes that I've done, a lot that never got published anywhere. And what I want to do is I'm going to collect them, or I may punch them up a bit and try to sell them somewhere, or just put a book out. I haven't decided. But I do love my single panels, and that is something that you will see when my Patreon goes live. So I got that. God, there's so many things I want to tell you guys about that I just can't yet. I will be animating a short. I'll tell you a quick story. I won't tell you what it's about. All I'll say is that it's a parody on an old Universal monster movie, Frankenstein, actually. And I love the old Frankenstein film. Been wanting to animate this for years. I had an issue with the ending, so I never really touched upon it. And then I showed it to a friend of mine, who's been on the show. His name is Joe Bev. He's a voice actor. He's actually going to be doing the acting and doing a lot of the sound for my animation. And I wanted to do this parody last year or 2 years ago, but stuff kept me from doing it. And I've decided that this October it's going to come out. The reason why I chose October is because it's very Halloween themed, and I want to have it out for Halloween. So I'm slowly building the backgrounds. I have all the character designs done. I just don't have official model sheets for them. I just have sketches and things I've done. But I want to create a model sheet for them because I will be redrawing my characters. The goal is, here's the thing. As you guys know, I love Hanna-Barbera. I am a big fan of their cartoons, mostly their animal stuff or their superhero stuff from the 60s. And I wanted to create a cartoon in the style, or just even if it's not exactly a style, at least in the vein of Hanna-Barbera. And so what I did is I took this thing. Anyway, I sidetracked. Again, I do that a lot. Anyway, I wrote this story. It was a good story. It really felt like old school Hanna-Barbera. And I showed it to my friend Joe. And Joe, the only thing I didn't really have that I liked was the ending. And Joe helped me kind of punch up the ending a bit. And then he added a little to it. And then after doing the storyboard, we realized it was about an 8-minute animation. And I'm by myself. So I'm like, we got to get it back down to like that 3.5 minutes. So I'm going through the script right now, re-editing, taking out what we don't need. Um, and that's it. Joe's going to re-record the audio. I'm slowly building backgrounds. I will make the model sheets um, probably in the next couple of months. Because what I want to do is, even though I love old school traditional animation, as I was just demonstrating, um, let let's say, can you make an animal cartoon called Zootown? Um, if I wanted to, it's not something I'm up to doing, but I'm sure you can. Uh, but what I'm going to do is one of the great things about Adobe Animate, and a lot of people, everyone's on Harmony now, and you can do Flash animation on Harmony. I just don't have the money for Harmony right now, but you can really get that classic Hanna-Barbera feel in Adobe Animate. And so I'm just going to build it in there and see what happens. I've been using the program since the 90s when it was under Macromedia Flash. So it's, I know the software pretty well. It's not something I need to relearn. There's a few new things that have been updated over the years that I haven't really taken advantage of that I'm going to look into and see if it'll help. But I'm just excited to start doing this. And once I have my comics done, my Wiz comic, the Tales of Heroes, eventually I'm going to get to my Dax Photon, which I've talked about on the show here. Once I get those done, I think I'm going to really turn my focus to animation. That's the plan right now. That was the plan when the new year, when I started working last year on things. It was really the focus on animation, but I do love comics. They keep pulling me back in. But I really do want to just animate a bunch of shorts. I have a lot. Like I mentioned, I don't know if it was last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Sometime I forgot who my guest was, and we were talking about the Wiz. And one of the things I said was when I write the Wiz in animation. Like the jokes are, sometimes they're too visual, the punchlines, that they won't work without some kind of movement. So I can't do the jokes 100% the way I want to do them. But I really enjoy drawing the Wiz comic. So I'm going to continue with it as a comic. Maybe eventually I'll make a few shorts, but I do have some other ideas, and I just want to make some entertaining stuff. I've had a group of characters, so if you want to call them universes, like I have a superhero universe, like of humans. I have my animals, which are silly animal characters, which are like Hanna-Barbera and Looney Tunes. I have my plunger pup, which is like superhero animals. So I have all these different worlds, if you will, and I want to start bringing those characters to life in the format that I've always dreamt them to be. I still think I want to do comics. I still think I'm never going to get away from them. But what I might do instead, I'm sorry, give me 1 second here. What I might end up doing instead is take all my all the storyboards that I'm doing and publish them in as a book before the animations come out. I think that might be fun to explore, the storyboards as a comic, if you will. So yeah, with that, that's basically well, Dylan, you'll be back. I'm gonna get going in a moment. So thanks for watching. I'll see you. I'll see you next week. I will have a guest then. But yeah, I just want to start making stuff again and entertaining different audiences. And I know it's going to be tough as an animator, being my only animator, but if the Patreon goes well and I'm able to hire a colorist, maybe for my comics, maybe I'll be able to hire a second animator or a background artist or something that can help me out a little bit. But everything obviously depends on how well the Patreon goes. If all I can get's a cup of coffee, I can always use that, believe me. So I guess with that, I'm going to wrap up. I don't want you to forget about Free Comic Book Day. If you're in the Westchester area, head over to the Spider's Web, 887A Yonkers Avenue, Yonkers, New York, across from the casino. You remember, they're talking about the big stuff. They're having a bunch of, they said they're getting a lot of the free comics. They are having 20% off practically the entire store. There's raffles if you buy up till this what's the word I'm looking for? This Friday, you could be entered into a raffle that they'll pick on Free Comic Book Day. So check them out. And if you're not in that area, find your local comic shop and head on over for Free Comic Book Day. Get the stuff and go spend money there, because there's so many great things, so many stories. This is the thing. There's a comic for everybody out there. Everyone thinks comics are superheroes, and sure, a lot of them are. That's what's on the shelves, and I won't say I hate them. I mean, look at my room. I love superheroes. But at the same time, I love other books. I love fantasy. I love sci-fi, that don't have superpowers and things. There are some great kids' books out there. Just take a look and see what's around. And when you get to the Spider's Web or any comic shop, tell the owner or the people working there what kind of books you're into. What do you like to read? What type of shows you like to watch? And they'll point you in the right direction of a comic that's similar to it. If you're at the Spider's Web, Andrew is fantastic at that. He's been doing it for years there. Yeah, do that. You just find out. I mean, they have manga there if you're into that. There's some really good manga out there. Just check it out. And also, don't forget, after you go to the Spider's Web, head over to the City Center in White Plains and check out White Plains Comic Fest. Some of my friends will be there. The Spider's Web will actually have a table there. So yeah, head on over to that too. It'll be fantastic. I'm looking forward to hopefully being able to do both. It's just a great time. Nothing better than comics. Oh, and the 7th, let me even tell you, the day after Free Comic Book Day, if you're in the Queens area, Forest Hills, New York, Forest Hills, Queens, there's the Forest Hills Comic Con. All right, you can look them up. I forget exactly where they are located, but check them out. Everywhere you go, it's comics. And for those cartoonists, my fellow cartoonists out there, this Friday on May 5th, Happy National Cartoonist Day. Thank you for all the entertainment you provide, whether you're a professional, a hobbyist, semi-pro, whatever you're considered, whether you're people who are doing the books that I'm reading there or just a simple gag strip. Thank you. Thank you for all the entertainment you provide and all the gifts of laughter and escapism you provide to people. We really do appreciate it. I'm glad to be one of them, and I'm glad to be part of the business, and I will see you guys soon. All right. Talk to you later.